All right, you guys, welcome back to Two Homos, 100 Thoughts. It's Armando coming to you from Dallas.
Raciel coming to you from Chicago. And in this episode, not gonna lie, it's one of those sad moments of the year for me, and that's the Real Housewives of Atlanta has come to an end. So we're gonna discuss the second half of the season. And I know this is a bummer for me because I love Housewives of Atlanta, and it sucks when it comes to an end. Like, what do you think, Armando? Like,
It was a conclusion that I really didn't like, to be honest with you. Like, I wanted more, to be quite honest with you.
yeah, this season, I mean, the season wasn't even if it was like the worst season, it still wasn't too bad, but it's just the whole COVID of it all. It's just like, it like
Mhm.
really fucked up the storylines. It fucked up the momentum of the show. Like you can tell a lot of things were out of timeline. So, like I wasn't like at the end, what would you rate this season from 1 to 10?
I mean, from 1 to 10, I would probably rate the season because it was a season that grabbed the headlines and stuff. It wasn't a boring season, so to speak. It was still like a decent season. So I would give it a strong 7. But from
Okay.
but from Atlanta, we've gotten 9s or 10s, I would say, out of them. So this is kind of like a little lackluster and disappointing because, like I said, I wanted more from this storyline. I felt like everything got shut abruptly and like I don't know, the ending to me did not make sense, but we'll get to that.
I would say it was probably my least favorite season, but at the same time, it wasn't a bad season. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, still, we still got some good stuff, but I do have high expectations of next season just because I feel like things are going to be more back to normal. But I don't know. Like, did you want to start this video from where we left off in our last video, or did you just want to just discuss the season altogether?
And let's just go ahead and do like a discussion all together.
So I don't know. So what I really liked about this season is that they brought a lot of girls into the mix, but honestly, a lot of people aren't caring for her, but I really liked Latoya. And this is an argument me and my boyfriend have because he hates Latoya, but I live for Latoya. How do you feel about Latoya?
Latoya, I think I lived for her more when she wasn't up Kenya's ass. I liked her when she was getting along with Portia and she was having those moments with them. But when she retreated, as I call it, and went right back up Kenya's ass, it's like
Mm-hmm.
we've already seen this. You're a mean girl. You're still gonna be a mean girl doing this. Like,
Do you think she's a mean girl, or do you think she was bringing it for the show?
I think she's a mean girl.
Not gonna lie, I did love the scene in the season finale when her and Kenya were leaving and the carolers come out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kenya was like, let's go. And then Latoya gets out of she like walks away from the car and she's like dancing with the
That she was bringing in front of the cameras, but that's the shit you expect from a YouTuber who made it on TV.
Okay, you have a point there. You have a point.
Right.
So you don't
Like
care.
literally, no one acts like that. Like literally, I feel. I mean, yeah, like that's what you call it, like an attention seeking. Like who made it on TV. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna see any moment, seize it in front of the camera. If cameras weren't there, she would have never done that.
Isn't that what we like though?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what we like. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, Latoya already announced that she's not going to come back next season. I'll put that out there.
Do you
We'll
believe
put that
that
up.
though? Do you believe that though?
I don't know. I hope it's not true. I really hope she comes back because I honestly liked what she brought. Maybe it's her first season, so she probably came in turn, and maybe next season she'll be probably more calmed down. Maybe they'll give her a whole peach, and you'll see her home life and kind of see like her life with her kids. You know what I mean? Because stop for me. Is there a housewife you wouldn't mind not seeing next season from Atlanta?
A housewife I wouldn't mind not seeing from Atlanta, Cynthia Bailey, for sure.
No, I agree completely. But if you look back at it, like
move to LA and be happy with her man. Like that's just that.
yes, but did you see in the ending credits how supposedly Mike Hill agreed to finally move to Atlanta? But this is the thing. I feel like I'm really hard on Cynthia, especially this year, because she insisted on having a wedding in the middle of a pandemic with 250 people without masks. I feel like I'm hard on her, but she has shown a lot to the show. Like you saw her get married the first time when she was broke. You saw her get a divorce. You've seen her like in the big daily agency, now her wine cellar, pop-up shop, whatever the fuck it is, and now getting married. This time, I feel like she has shown a lot to the show, even though she's probably not in the middle of the drama. She does give it to us. You know what I mean?
Friend, pause. I love you. You're one of my best friends. But I'm gonna cut you off, and I'm gonna go ahead and speak. Cause on our last Real Housewives of Atlanta episode, let me cross my leg for this shit, cause I'm gonna come. So on our last episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, we said that we wanted to see Cynthia Bailey talk about her suing Peter, her ex-husband, for Barnum. We didn't show this. She did not show this. So you're saying like, oh my God, girl is so open. She showed us so much. Like, no, go get fired. I wanted to see this lawsuit on TV and I didn't. All I saw was a wedding during COVID, which I've been. Anyways, moving forward, she did not talk about this lawsuit on TV, and we wanted to see that. It would have been a good storyline opportunity for her, but she's all about chill now, and I'm just over it.
Okay, I see what you say, because chill does make me cringe, but I'm not defending her. I'm not defending her because I agree with you. I wouldn't mind not seeing her anymore. But do you think that you not seeing the whole lawsuit was from all, because production had to get shut down a few times during filming this season. Do you think it had to do with that, or she just didn't show it?
I think it wasn't shown, to be quite honest with you.
Okay, I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
It wouldn't be, because if it made that lawsuit made a lot of headlines. You know what I mean? It made a lot of headlines. It was out a lot, just as much as a Bolo situation. It was out there. Wendy Williams talked about that lawsuit, and
we didn't mention it once on the show.
It never saw the light of day. I'm pretty sure they filmed it, but it didn't see the light of day. I'm not too sure why.
Okay. I see where you.
There was plenty of opportunities, at least for them to show the headlines and to do a confessional, because we got a lot more confessional this season than what we did in past seasons. You know what I mean? Like normally it's them at the scenes, like at the events, at the dinner parties, and some confessional. But this time around, we got a lot of confessional and like little clips of the dinner or the party or whatever they were doing.
Okay, no, you're right. I agree. No, I agree. I agree with you. So
for sure, they could have worked it in there. She's not as open as she says she is, or as she pretends to be. Honestly.
Okay, that's fair. I'm expecting for Marlo to finally get her peach. I need Marlo with her peach. I don't know. You're looking at me like you don't agree with me.
Marlo befriended Kenya, and she still didn't get a peach.
That was halfway through the season. Well, that was like towards the end of the season, not even halfway.
That's true. Okay, so let's talk about that. Marlo befriended Kenya, and she's pretty much standing by Kenya's side. She's sticking to it. She's going against.
How'd you feel about that?
It's a very flip-flopper, you know what I mean? And when they were at that dinner with remind me of that person.
Shot game. What's the name of her?
You tried it, ho. I already don't know.
It's something Frida.
Big Frida,
right?
Yes. I guess we can take a shot, or I can take a shot to that.
But I'll take a shot with you guys. There's alcohol in my glass. I don't have my regular margaritas with me today, so I'm just sipping on my little tequila.
We should do Skinny Girl Margarita for the season 3 of.
We should.
Everyone.
Cheers.
Ooh.
That shot was to Big Frida.
Are you doing tequila as well?
Mm-hmm.
Big Frida did this with the tequila. No, but yeah, like Big Frida was saying, I think the reason I brought up Big Frida was when Big Frida was like, so what are you going to do? Are you going to throw away your friendship with this person you've been friends with all along? Or are you going to jump ship and go with the person you just made up with? And that's something that like when Big Frida was talking about, I kind of lived for. And Marlo, like I think she saw what he meant. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get the wrong pronouns, but she saw what Big Frida meant, and she kind of like still stuck by Kenya. So that's the side she chose, basically, I would say.
It is. And you think she chose that side for like a shock value, or because she actually cares for Kenya? Because I
say neither. Friend, I say neither. She was aiming to get a peach, and she still didn't. I say neither. To be honest with you.
Like what? Like I feel like she brings so much. So like, what else does she need to get a peach? Do you think she'll ever get her peach? At this point, I want her to get a peach, but I don't think it's ever gonna come.
We all want her to get a peach. She deserves to get a peach. She shows
She
everything.
deserves it.
Like, people normally film with their kids. She doesn't have kids, so she filmed with her nephews that she takes care of. Close enough. She does that, okay? So
But
she
that's good, you know, like that.
Uh-huh.
That's sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. That's the story that made me really be like, damn, okay, Marlo's so much more than this messy fashionista, you know what I mean? When she started talking about like her nephews and why she took them in, she made me a little teary, you know. And then that's when I looked at her, I'm like, damn, like that's like Marlo. I love Marlo. Like she really grew on me. So
For sure. I mean, I live for Marlo and I want her to get a peach, but I just feel like she made up with Kenny and she still didn't get a peach. Like, that was the most like out of this world thing she could have done, made up with Kenya and win against Portia.
yeah, I mean, and it's okay if she made up with Kenya, but it's just the way she's deciding to go about things with the whole Kenya versus Portia, you know?
Right.
Because I saw this thing on Twitter where it's like, it's been 8 years and Kenya and Portia still don't like each other.
Mhm.
But it's like, if you look at it, Portia, they've both been on the show for the same amount of time. You know, they both joined the same year. Portia has grown a lot and has become like, when she first started the show, she was like this girl who couldn't even go to a strip club because her husband didn't let her. Now she's like this princess of Scotlandia, like this activist, like this whole new person, you know? Pretty much like, I want to see the star of this show. And
Right.
Kenya is still this miserable, and she's still this miserable person, you know what I mean? Like, she still can get a man, she has her kid, but she can't keep a man. You know,
Right.
Kenya, love you,
Yeah,
but
shit.
it is what it is.
No, yeah.
Exactly. Like I live for Kenya. Like, I think the show does need Kenya. As much as I'm talking shit.
I mean, Kenya, like, I think it does need Kenya in a way because she stirs the pot the way it needs to be stirred, basically. But
yes, and I heard this
I feel like
podcast today that it's like,
if they found someone else who did that, I think they would get rid of Kenya ASAP.
Do you think Fallon will be back next season, the friend of?
I want to see more of her. Her story intrigued me. She showed her big house. She had a good turn-up moment on the show at her Halloween party as well. So I want to see more of her, even if she's just a friend of the show next season. I kind of want to see more of her.
Yeah, me too. I want to see what she's about. I feel like they edited her out a lot this season because I honestly expect to see way more, you know? So,
no, for sure.
I don't know. I
thought we were going to see a lot more of her. It was more like, what's the point of introducing her? But at the same time, she wasn't as introduced as LaToya was, who was there from the beginning. So I get
no, exactly. And I think one friend of that I'm okay not seeing is Shamia. Like, I don't see her point. Like, she's been there for a few seasons and she hasn't really left an impact on me. You know what I mean? I like that she's a ride or die for Portia, but really, what has she really done?
She was honestly the only purpose she ever really served for Real Housewives of Atlanta was that she was friends with Candy, like really good friends with Candy at the same time when she was like, the whole rape allegation was going on. And she was also really good friends with Portia as well. So I think that's the only like reason.
No, yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like she hasn't, like, for me, when I think of a friend, I think of like someone who comes in, stirs it up, and leaves, like a hit and run character. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Which is like what Marlo has done, what Sutton has done, and who else? What's another friend role you can think of that has been like a good impact? Even Brandy Glanville, when she got reduced to a friend, she just brought it and left. And Camille Grammer. You see, I'm just going on about Beverly Hills. So anyway, okay, so. How are you feeling about Portia? Are you still liking Portia?
Yeah, I still like Portia. I still live for Portia. I saw someone on Twitter the other day say that we need just a full season of Real Housewives of Atlanta without Portia, for her to go get herself
I saw that.
And then come back and we'll live for her the way Kenya happened. I was like, no, we don't need a break from Portia.
We don't need a break from her. We already had a season of her being demoted.
She delivers. Like, let's just say this season started and she said nothing about like Black Lives Matter or stuff like that. It would have been like, okay, demote that bitch now, because this would have been her chance, like her family. She comes from activists. So like, I'm not saying she jumped on it, but she did what she was supposed to. She upheld her family legacy and she delivers every season. She does what
she did what she stood for. It wasn't just for storyline, it's because of something, it was happening while they were filming, and she cared about it. And I don't like that Kenya made it seem like it was just a storyline, you know? Because yeah, like for me, that's a whole other topic, because that's something I'm passionate about too. Like all summer, last summer I was protesting, but that's something else to talk about too. But we lived for Drew this season, you know, because our girl from Chicago, she's repping, you know, first class ticket to Chi-Town, but she disappointed me this season finale. Like, she disappointed me. Like, that gift made me cringe. It made me uncomfortable to watch. What was the point? Like, a tape recorder and like shot game. Who actually, that's too easy. Never mind. Like, who cares? So really off topic. So I heard Drew on a podcast on Everything Iconic with Danny Pellegrino, and she was talking about how we're going to see later in the season what LaToya does, that it's a disgrace to the Christian religion and all this bullshit. And, you know, once someone jumps into the Christian religion, I kind of start tuning out, you know? And when she did all that, like, okay, the wig was funny. It was a little funny. It was okay, you know?
It was okay-ish, but...
And then when she... Yeah, exactly. It was okay. So that's why I'm like, it wasn't that funny. Like, that joke was played out and moved on from. But then when she did the whole tape recorder thing with the boombox, like...
Those receipts made me cringe.
They made me cringe, friends. Like, I was like, what is this? Like,
I want to retract my statement, because those were not receipts. That tape recorder played nothing, to be quite honest.
It played nothing.
And I'm glad you brought it up, because I was not going to do your girl from Chicago like that. I'm like, that's receipt.
I'm doing her like
that. Yes, you do that, because I do that enough with you. So let's continue. Drew Sidora, come on.
But yeah, like, that was like, when they played the tape recording, I'm like, what are we getting? And that's the thing. I'm not even kidding you. Me and my man, we were like silent on the couch. We wanted something to come out of it, because we stand Drew. We're like, this is our girl from Chicago. And now when she played the recording, we're just sitting there in silence. We're like, so what was the point of that? Like, both of us were on the same page. Like, and it just sucks, because it made me not turn on her, but just be like, girl, like, you messed it up for no reason.
It was disappointing for sure. Like, I feel like the audience was on her side, and her showing up with this bum ass present. It's like, what the hell did you just do? Like, it was a nice setup, a small box. The way the boxes were set up, I thought it was gonna be like a bag and like a sweater and some shoes or something. And I thought she was gonna show out or something, but she disappointed. She did.
That was such a disappointment, but not gonna lie, we're just moving on from that, because that's all they're getting from me. I loved when Kenya and LaToya were leaving, they were taking her bottles. Yeah. And they took the gifts. Like, that's, you see, that's like the shit I love to see. And when she's like, we got the Chanel, we got the Gucci, and we got the bottles.
And we got the bottles from the Bailey wine cellar.
Period. I feel like that's some shit you and I would do low-key.
For sure. No, for sure. And I need an update on these bottles. At the reunion, I need someone to bring up the bottles, and how long did it take Drew to realize that her bottles were gone?
And not gonna lie, guys, a trick, really off topic, speaking of drinking, a trick that Armando showed me at the club was that you just go up to someone, you're like, oh, what are you drinking? You take their drink and then just walk away with it.
You know what? I did that so many times. I hate that you reminded me that I ever did that. But...
You taught me that we would do that.
The worst part was I'd be like, what are you drinking? Grabs her drink, takes and the straw. I would flip over the straw, have the biggest sip, and walk away with the whole fucking drink. Like, oh, this is my
exactly. I tell people your trick. I'm like, you should see what me and my friend would do, what he taught me to do. You go up to someone, you make sure they take a drink first and be like, oh, what are you drinking? Flip the straw, taste it, and walk away.
Walk away. That's your drink.
With the drink.
If they come for you, you get security and they'll get escorted out because that's your drink.
Period.
Damn, I hate COVID. I miss going out. Like, that is so fucking funny.
Well, this bitch is vaccinated and she's ready to go out. The streets are calling me.
I'm 1 out of 2.
Gifts, were you okay? Which was your favorite gift out of the whole white elephant?
My favorite gift is probably one of the bags that I think the one that Latoya showed up with, the one that Kenya got, that she ended up with, that bag that Latoya brought, the Gucci bag.
I think that was Portia.
No, wait, Portia did show up with a Gucci bag. Yes, that bag. Portia's gift. She brought the best gift, I would say.
Okay, shot game.
Um,
What gift did Marlo send, and who delivered it?
First of all, Marlo said she was gonna send her assistant, but her nephew showed up. So I'm just like,
Okay, you got that part.
The fuck, like, who are you employing as your assistant? So
It was her employee, and who was her assistant and her nephew?
yeah, that's probably the nephew and the cousin. Let's be real. Marlo got employees. I tried it. I'm waiting for you to stop laughing so I can continue. Like, Marlo Hampton does not have employees. Marlo Hampton LLC is like owned and employs one person, Marlo Hampton. Like, girl, stop. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, and the gift she took was, I remember it was a box. I don't know. So I just grabbed the tequila. I forgot at this point.
It was a Chanel brooch and a scarf.
Ooh. Okay, well, here's a shot game for you. Who ended up with that gift?
Can you steal it?
Mm-mm.
Wait.
Kenya ended up with Toya's gift, remember? Kenya ended up with Toya's gift.
Fuck, I don't know who ended up with the gift. Fuck, I'll take a shot.
It was between
who ended up with Marlo's gift? Who ended up with Marlo's gift?
I was gonna say it was between Cynthia or Candium.
Right. Guys, comment below and tell us who got the
right answer. Who ended up with the brooch and the scarf? And cheers to that gift.
Cheers. Ooh. About it all we have for Atlanta, guys. Like, let us know if we missed anything. This is just a wrap up. I wouldn't say not a lot happened this season. It was just like a lot of momentum was lost because of COVID. I don't know, Armando, is there anything you want to throw in?
There's not much to throw in, to be quite honest with you. We recapped it as best as we could. Like you're saying, there wasn't a lot of momentum and there wasn't a lot to kind of recap because of COVID. There wasn't a lot of group settings or stuff like that. It was a lot of phone calls and confessionals, but we did the best we could. If you guys have any feedback, post it below and we'll keep that in mind for our future videos.
For sure. And one thing me and Armando do agree on for next season is for Marlo to get her peach.
Marlo needs her peach, for sure. She befriended Kenya. If she doesn't get her peach now, she needs it ASAP. Thanks for watching. Please come back and check out our next video. Like, subscribe, and that's all we have for today.